project for Dollywood. Largest project that we have undertaken at the Dollywood Park in the history of the company. It's about $37 million. This parcel is a little over 5 acres. So it is, there are 11 themed attractions, and all of it is really focused on Smoky Mountain storytelling. It's about a special story with a little girl that discovers a tree in Wildwood Grove, the Wildwood Tree, and once she touches the tree, she can see all of the things that are going on around her. And we'll walk through this, as we walk through the land, you'll be able to see these highly themed attractions. The thing I'm most excited about, and what these guys have really brought to fruition, is the attention to detail. This is, you know, we're standing right by Mystery Mine, which is an incredible attraction that we built in 2008. And the level of theming is incredible for this particular attraction. But this is an entire land that really raises the level of theming and the storytelling that we're going to have as we move forward into the future of Dollywood. So that kind of sums it up. You guys ready to walk?
Civil engineer by trade. Been working on this project since 2016, I think. Massive undertaking for us. My current role is construction manager on the project. I oversee day-to-day activities, keeping contractors moving forward, keeping us on schedule.
I'm Patrick Brennan. Been in this industry for about 40 years. Started off in a zoo designer back in Miami. Worked out in the Miami Metro Zoo. Spent most of the rest of my career with Disney, about 33 years with Disney. And I've been on this project for about a year now. And I'm the overall art director for the land and the creative designer for the Wildwood Grove tree. So here we are. We're going to move up and we're going to walk through the whole place. But this is a good place to start because we're in that transitional spot between Timber Canyon and Wildwood Grove. And when we do one of these, we want to create a type of moment or a scene change. And so here, that's what we've done. We are going to have marks here in the ground and these pits. This is actually going to be a foundation for our portal, which is going to be pretty spectacular. It's a combination of a natural cave that's a little bit, you know, human-hewn, cut-out cave, and then a fallen wooden log. So you're going to have these two portals, and there's going to be trees and rocks and bushes on top of it. It's going to be very strong, stately when you first come in, and it's going to provide a really great shutdown of the moment and a reopening. Music's out on the side here is going to be one kind of music. You get on the other side, there's another. So we're going to move through, and we're going to move around it. I'd love to take you right through the middle of it, but we really can't. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. Bear with us. I would say, everyone, please look out for each other. This is a construction site. You've got to be safe. You've got to pay attention to where you're stepping. There are slip hazards, trip hazards. There's mud, there's muck, and everything else. So make sure you look out for the cameramen who are walking around carrying stuff. So everybody be safe.
Hi.
Harbor, so you're kind of like, this is covered, and that's semi-covered. So you have trees and an arbor all the way around the whole perimeter. So it's going to be a really nice indoor, outdoor experience, and that's what we wanted. It'll be heated for the fall, and it'll have fans for the summer.
And you'll see this typical heavy timber frame construction throughout the entire project. So it's all rough sawn, large diameter heavy timber frame construction.
So here we are looking at our very first attraction that the guests will experience when they come into the land. It's called the Treetop Tower, and if you look at it, it's an extremely charming little ride with the acorn shape all the way on the top of the tower. It's kind of strategically placed by its big brother here, but we won't talk about that, which is over a Thunderhead. But you know, it's a beautiful little ride. It was designed specifically for us. The shape and the color and all is something we designed for this attraction. It's again, just to introduce, all the attractions in this land are for the whole family. That's how we position it. It is supposed to be a family experience. This is all about a gathering of parents and children and grandparents and all the above. And the idea, again, is to step back into your childhood and have a moment and feel free and just enjoy it. That ride right here, who doesn't want to get in there? I want to get in there. I can't wait till this thing goes. It just goes up and spins around, and it's just a fun little ride. So here you see one of two restrooms that we will have in the land, strategically placed across from the restaurant. But the reason I stopped here is to just point out the architectural style. It gives you an insight of how we look at it. This is not stepping back in the past. It gives a nod to the past. It's like a log cabin. It is like a craftsman style building, but it is now. And we are in Tennessee. This land is not going someplace else. When you pass through that portal, you didn't go to some other place. You're still here in the mountains of Tennessee. The Rockies, the Smokies are just over the hill. And so you're here, and the vernacular is here, and this design is reminiscent of what you would see here in Tennessee. So that was that one. This is the shade structure. And in this land, we have put in a lot of shade structures. Every wall, every curb that we could, we have a curb wall for seating. We've created a lot of space for people to relax and sit, and generally trees or actual structures will form the shade for the guests. We're going to take the next. We're going to stop up here at the next attraction. This attraction, it's called the Great Tree Swing. Again, what you'll see is it has a nature theme to it. So there are leaves painted on the actual swing. There are insects and leaves on the top. There'll be more added when we get a little bit further. In the graphic package, everywhere you look, all throughout this land, you're going to have this nature and a nature vernacular, as well as the Tennessee architecture. Those two things combined. So you have this great swing again. This is another ride experience for the whole family. It's not just for kids, or it's not just. I'm sorry.
That wasn't me.
So, anyways, again, this is another family experience ride where everybody can ride this together. There are some limits on some of our attractions, but in general, everything here, every part, even our coaster, when we get to our coaster, we call it a family-style coaster because that's what we try to accomplish throughout the whole way. We're going to move on.
I mentioned this is a perfect example of how we tried to orient all of our ride queue areas in behind the actual structures themselves. So our guests are actually going to be queuing up in the back, so you aren't lining up out in front of the ride structure. And you'll see this throughout the land. We try to do this at every location.
Now we're in the heart of the land. We are in the Grove, basically. And when this area is finished, there are going to be a lot of trees, tall trees, and spotted all around, a lot of shade. This area that you're looking at is what we call Wildwood Tree. All those great pipes that are sticking up, each one of those is a pop-up jet. So there's going to be a lot of water squirting up and down, squirting at you and what have you. And there's an interesting thing. If you look at some of these rocks, see there's a little piece of tape on it. I personally went to Newport Sand and Gravel and picked out every one of these rocks, put Dollywood, my name on it, and where it was going to go. So if you look, and here's a good example right there. This rock, I picked it because it has a little bowl where the water can collect. This one looks like it's a little seat so the kids can sit in it. It's situated near a pop-up jet, so the water's going to splash all over it. So we're trying to create a inviting play area for the kids. I dare anybody to bring their kid here in the summer and have them walk out of here without being wet.
We do have an option of both wet and dry, though. We'll have a section on this side of the stream that you see rolling through the site that's going to be the wet play area. The entry side will be the dry play area, so you'll have an opportunity if you do not want to get wet, then you won't.
So if you turn your cameras that way, all right, okay. So this is a great vantage point of the coaster, which is our Dragon Flyer. As soon as you come up the first lift out of the load area, you come directly down and directly into a tunnel. You completely disappear, and then pop out of that tunnel. Your feet are up in the air, and you're sliding around. So this is a really exciting ride. It is fast. There's one train, so there's no braking. There's no slowing down. You get in this thing and you go. And I think, Guy, I think you said it was like 40 miles an hour?
About 40 miles an hour, 40 feet height, 1,500 linear feet.
And one of the things you're going to see, and we'll get closer on the other side, what's really interesting about this ride is it hugs the ground. So you're hanging, your feet are dangling, and the whole time you're going to be wanting to pull your feet up because you're convinced you're going to hit the ground, because you're going to be coming really close, and there are places where we've actually ditched the land that will hide the fact that you're coming down, and boom, it's going to be pretty exciting. So, it's a good shot. Now we're going to go there. So this is the, what's behind me, this building behind me is actually the center of the land. This is the base of the Wildwood Grove tree. This building behind me right now, that's about 10 foot tall. The tree is going to be on top of that, another 43-foot height. So in all, the tree will reach about 53 feet in height. The building behind me, that's 30 foot. The canopy of this tree is about over 50 feet. So you're going to be, right now, you'll be under this canopy of this Wildwood Grove tree. It's going to be a pretty spectacular industrial thing that you're going to be able to see from the distance as you come into the land.
Okay, there you go.
Right? So it's really going to be both a thing that attracts you into this area, but it also embraces you. It's going to be not a big scary tree. It's going to be a living, friendly tree. It's going to be full of butterflies. And we're going to get to look at the butterflies. We have them set up in the indoor play area. It's a nice little surprise. You can actually plug them in. You're going to see them move. Not move, but activate. So it's good. This is the inspiration of the land. This is where the young girl came in and she saw this tree. Her imagination took flight. So that's what we are expecting everyone to have. This is going to be something that really is going to transition to something pretty powerful and inviting as the sun goes down, as the tree comes to life, and when we have a little bit of an event at night. So, this is a great, wonderful, charming little ride where both adults and children can enjoy. It is kind of a classic attraction. It's manufactured in Germany. As a matter of fact, I actually went to Germany for this project to meet with the ride vendor, and then we were sculpting the bear. We had to, just make sure that it looked right. And the sculptor was he lived in Holland. So I'm there in Germany, went across the border to Holland and worked with the artist to just kind of make our Benjamin Bear look perfect. So we had to make it comfortable for people to get on and ride, and at the same time meet our design standards. So we are very happy with how it turned out, and it's a wonderful little ride. And going around, and you might find a place where there's a bear cave, and you're hearing a few snoring bear sounds as you go through the forest. There'll be a lot more trees and plants and throughout the whole land, this whole area. Go ahead. This is the frogs and firefly attraction. It's something you've seen this ride before, but there's a beautiful centerpiece of fireflies and leaves in the middle, which again is one of those nature themes that we really made an effort. It's truly a piece of sculpture. If you want to see a good shot of it, you're going to have to step this way. One, two, up in here. And a great shot of the fireflies if you want it.
And notice this is a covered ride. So
What they covered, yeah.
This is the only fully covered ride that we have actually on the property.
If anybody was here last year when we introduced Wildwood Grove, if you'll remember, Flit and Flutter were little Dolly's friends, and you're going to see them around here in a person form. Some characters that we have done those for the past couple of festivals, and they've been so popular. We know that is going to be a really fun part of the land up here throughout the year. So we're excited about seeing those.
And Adventure the Bear too, right?
Yeah, Benjamin the Bear. So you heard Patrick talking a little bit about the bear ride. You might see a few bears hibernating, but you know, one of them might have to get up and walk around a little bit. So I think that's going to be part of the fun of it. And as all of you know, especially anybody that has small children, adults like characters just as much as the kids do. So that's going to be a fun part.
Okay, you may want to move. Oh, okay. So just on top, the reason we talked about the characters is this will be our primary character meet and greet area. This is the official spot where the characters will become closer together. There are other opportunities here and there in the land, but really this will be the guaranteed spot for meet and greet with the characters. And again, I don't know if you realize it, there's a shade structure, there's a shade structure. This meet and greet will become a shade structure when there's no characters. There's shade all over this land. It's something that I think the guests will truly appreciate, and it truly is a differentiator for Wildwood Grove. Standing under the Wildwood Grove tree. The canopy of this tree will be right over top of us here. It'll be sitting on top of a rock outcropping. You've seen it in the marketing images. And that'll cover this building. And then the tree will be on top of that. So it's going to be imposing, it's going to be impressive, and it's going to be beautiful because it's going to have all these butterflies in it. It's going to change the whole feeling of it. So it's good to be pretty out there. And there's only one train.
One train.
Okay, go. For all those roller coaster fans, it's one train. So the significance of that again is that it's no braking. So you get to really just go. And it's a fast ride. That's kind of exciting for roller coaster fans. So that's one of the reasons why we keep pointing that out. But what we have in the center, of course, is the Wildwood Tree. We've talked about it before. We've gone through a lot of effort to make the tree something that is inviting. One of the reasons we put it up a little bit higher was to create a better proportion and invite, you know, a tree that has a nice, beautiful turn to it. It has naturalistic looking leaves, so the butterflies have a home that feels natural. The tree is, of course, the inspiration for the whole land. This is where the little girl came. This is where her imagination sparked her imagination, and everything kind of came to life from this point. The design process for this has been extensive. We've made a lot of effort to work with our vendor to come up with something that is powerful, naturalistic, but at the same time, something that will be a real show piece. These butterflies, I'm going to turn them on. They're on. Okay, good job. Some of them are prototypes, so they're not doing what they can do. And what you're seeing is not what they're going to do. This just shows you it's going to be something like this. Every one of these LEDs in the butterflies, every quadrant is programmable. They can change to any color we want it to be. The butterflies, if you look at it, you can see a yellow butterfly, and the next time you see it, it's an orange or it's a blue butterfly. We can do anything we want with these butterflies, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a great dusk, evening, early evening experience for the guests with this tree. We're going to augment it with additional programming that we are not really ready to talk about too much, but it goes beyond just the butterflies. It'll be a whole experience, music and a show that brings the whole feeling of the land to life, and will be something that is very repeatable. So that was our goal, and that's what I think we have achieved. We will achieve.
Did you speak about the climate control, the indoor space?
So, so the place that you're in is another one of the big differentiators for Dollywood in general. This is a standout place. This is a place where you can come in with your kids. It is a indoor play area. It's climate control. It's going to be warm in the winter and cold in the summer. And it's where the second restroom is right around the corner, which is very, very well placed. And so you have this play area where there may be a little toddler zone right here, but this other zone is available to both adults and the kids. So you, as an adult with your kids, should feel free, and we will encourage you to explore this whole play area together. It's not supposed to be where you're just sitting on the bench, which we will have comfortable seating if you choose to do that. But you also can go in and be engaged with this whole environment with your kids. We're going to have firefly jars hanging from the ceiling. There's going to be a projection system that's going to be on the wall that will project trees and vines and what have you. So this environment is going to be, again, another nature-themed zone. We're going to have a stream bed that's coming in here, so it kind of mimics what we have outside. So it's really a great space, and I think it's going to be extremely popular. It's going to draw people, and when they get to know it, they're going to be using it a lot. And to next attraction, which is the Mad Mockingbird. This is a deceptive little ride. It looks like it's just a typical roundy ride, spinning ride, but it's a little bit more. If you take a look at it, if you're sitting in here, you have control of this fin. You're going to be able to steer how high or back and forth as you're spinning around in this ride. You're the one that makes this as thrilling as you want it to be. So it's a great, exciting ride, and I'm not sure if it's Mad Mockingbird because it's mad or angry, or it's just crazy. So one or the other. Right? You're going to be dangling right down that low. Actually down in that building, as you go past that building again, look inside. This is yellow frame. That is ride indoor. We use that to drench this area off. It's dead. And you're just going to be zipping by and you're going down. There's going to be landscaping in here, grass, and what have you. So it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a big thrill. So there you have it. This is Wildwood Grove.